This is the plaintiff, Scott Lynette. He says he's the administrator for a girls' soccer team that the defendant's daughter played on last year. She has since quit the team, but they still owe him money from last season's events. He's suing them for $137.63, the amount he's most definitely owed. These are the defendants, Beth and James. Beth says she informed the plaintiff she wouldn't be wasting money on a warm-up suit because having one wasn't going to help the team win any games. Because of this, the plaintiff started singling out her daughter during practices and made her feel uncomfortable. It became unbearable for her daughter, so she quit the team after playing on it for 7 years. The plaintiff is an evil, evil man. They owe him nothing and are sure the judge will agree. They're accused of not warming up to a coach.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay. Scott Lynette?
Yes.
You are suing Beth and James. You've asked us not to use your last name, and we'll respect that, for $137.63 that you say they owe for their daughter being on a travel soccer team.
Correct.
Okay, tell me what's going on.
I am the team administrator for the soccer team.
Okay. What age group?
These are 11 and 12-year-old girls.
Okay.
In June, their daughter registered to be part of the team.
Okay.
And as part of the activities that we do towards the end of the summer to get rid of the fall season, we ran what we call a mini camp.
Okay.
From 5 to 7 at night for 5 straight days. We have a paid trainer who trains the team during the season 2 days a week and coaches the games.
Okay, but what, okay.
And he ran the mini camp.
The mini camp, which was a 5-day camp.
Which was a 5-day camp.
And did they pay for the 5-day camp?
No, they have not.
Okay, and the cost for the 5-day camp was what?
$60 a player.
Okay.
So I lay
how
out
many
the
months'
money.
expenses are these that you're suing for?
It's just the last week of August. It was for the mini camp, which was $60. It was for a Labor Day weekend tournament, which was $35 a player to participate, and then the cost of our trainer to be there to coach the girls at the tournament.
Okay, I'm not paying him because my daughter, before this started, before that mini camp, Scott had suggested to the parents that we get an $86 warm-up suit, that everyone on the team, because they had new players from another team, that everyone looked like a team. He sent out an email, and let's buy an $86 warm-up suit for everyone. Let's not worry about winning the game or having the team learn how to play good. Let's worry about looking good on the bench for the 2 seconds
I'm
before
sure
they
his
get
email doesn't say what you're saying, but I guess what you're saying is, I don't want another expense that's unnecessary and doesn't have to do with winning.
I have no problem. I've always paid the dues. I've paid whatever Scott's expenses were. The reason why I have a problem with these expenses.
How long has your daughter been on the team?
Since kindergarten, and she is now in 7th grade. No. Okay. Scott for a few years. Before that, there was other coaches. You know, coaches change every couple of years.
Is your daughter a good player?
Yes.
You have to say that. Is your daughter a good player?
She is a good player.
She is a good player. She's a starter? She's a starter?
What? She was goaltender. She was
goaltender.
Yeah, she's very good.
Okay, so go on.
So, yep, she was a very good player. She loved soccer. But then Scott sent out the email and made the suggestion that we get Adidas warm-up suits for $86. I said I wasn't interested. Then when my daughter started practicing before the fall season started, like he said, the mini camp, he sent out an email. I have samples. I'd like the girls to try them on. I came to pick my daughter up from practice. I'm in the car. I text her, okay, I'm here. Nope, Scott's making me try it on. I said, I told Scott no. He doesn't want me to go. He said, wait, on more than one occasion. And I said, I wrote back to Scott, I am not buying the warm-up suit. And he said, it is not for you to say, I am not. We are a team, so everyone has to buy it.
All this is by text?
By email, which I yes.
Why don't you guys talk to each other?
I don't know. Scott,
What are you, my children?
Scott likes to email. Yes, I have no problem speaking. Scott likes to email. I like speaking.
No, I mean, you know, it's nice to have stuff in writing. It's just that this is such a delicate thing. This is your daughter's coach. And
so the bottom line was I had no problem with paying for the mini camp. I had no problem with paying the $35 Labor Day tournament fee or the $24 for Jack the trainer, his fee for the Labor Day tournament that we lost because we're so focused on the warm-up suit, but okay. But I said after he made my daughter feel uncomfortable and
how did he make her feel uncomfortable?
He kept asking her, said she had to stay and try it on, and then the straw that broke the camel's back was when she went to play the first game. He said that there would be a brief parent meeting after the game, and after I had an appointment, I had to bring my daughter somewhere, and I had to leave, and Scott wanted me to wait and talk longer with him and Jack the trainer to be bullied into buying the warm-up suit, and I said, I have an appointment, I have to leave. He followed us out to the parking lot as me and my daughter went to the car, threw his bag on the parking lot ground, stomped his feet as we got in the car, then he called me on my cell phone, which goes through, it's hands-free, through the speaker in my car, and proceeded to insult me with my daughter right in the back seat behind me. After that, she goes, I do not want to play with him. Scott is acting like a child. How did he make her feel uncomfortable besides yelling at you in her ear range, though? You were starting to say something about something he did.
The defendant's daughter was on the plaintiff's soccer team, and the plaintiff says they didn't pay for the soccer camp. But the defendant says the plaintiff was trying to get them to pay for a frivolous soccer suit. Let's listen.
He made her feel uncomfortable because he
really wanted her to buy a sweatsuit,
right? And because
what about in the game? Did he do anything in the game?
He said that she would be like an outcast, and that I would be an outcast for not getting it, and I was being ridiculous, and she was very upset when he was speaking on the phone, and when she was at the practices, I said,
did your daughter ever say to you, Mom, just buy the sweatsuit?
No. No, she not at all.
Did she have other problems with the team already? Like she didn't want to play with them anymore?
No. She had the only thing that she had asked is if instead of being the goalie full time, if she could split it because in the previous season he had split her between goalie and field time, and his daughter also played goalie, so they would go half and half. And so after this first game, we went and asked. Well, first she was very upset that they lost. They got slaughtered. And we went up to Scott and said, you know, it was quite upsetting. She would like to also play field too. And he said, happens. That's it. She'll have to get over it with her standing next to me. And she was upset about that. And then when we went to ask Jack, the trainer, who was there ready to start the parent meeting, can she also do field, like she did? He said, nope, that's it. She has to be full-time goalie. That's it. There is no choice for her to do half and half anymore. I said, but she did in the past. Well, the other seasons,
but you don't get to call the shots on these things. You know how that works.
Can I have
I assume you're dad.
Yes, I'm dad. What also took place is we can't bring her to every game. We asked him if he'd be able to. He said, yeah, it wouldn't be a problem.
Before all this.
Before all this. Now, when we decided we didn't want to buy the warm-up suit, I can't bring your daughter to the games anymore. And if she doesn't get to the game, she's going to be penalized.
Judge.
Yeah.
First, I want to say something. There are 15 girls on the team, and there are then 30 other parents. Does she ever reach out to any one of them? Is she actually friends with any of them? It's always.
Are you talking about the child or her?
No, her. The burden has always been put on me, and it's been in a threatening way. If you can't take her, she's not playing, and it's always been that way.
A ride?
I've gone out of my way. Last winter, we played in a winter league where the indoor facility was closer to my house than her house. I'd go out of my way, probably for half the games, to pick her daughter up and drive her there and bring her back. Never once. Oh, let me give you gas money. I've gone out of my way so many times to bring her daughter to games, and it goes unappreciated.
Because she kind of feels that her daughter's indispensable to your team.
Like I'm the crutch for her daughter. I mean, I've seen Dad at a game in the 3 years I've been with the team, maybe 3 times. It's like if Beth is not able to do it, the burden's put on me. I asked I could have had all my parents come down tonight. I didn't want to make a scene out of this, but I've asked them. She never picks up the phone to call them. Parents get the full roster of all the other parents. It's always been put on me.
But why do you take it? Put your hand down. Why do you do it?
I've been trying to be the nice person, and the reason I stopped,
because she's good.
Is because
stop.
And the reason
stop. You and I both know why you do it, because she's good. Because if she was not good, you wouldn't be going out of your way to pick her up.
No, because is she good? Yes, she's good.
Right.
My daughter plays goalie.
Why does she feel like she can dump on you? Because she's good. Because if she was not good, she wouldn't have that kind of temerity to ask the coach to go out of his way to pick her daughter up. She would figure it out with another parent. I know exactly what's going on.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Who's more unreasonable in girls' sports, teachers or parents? What do you think?
Parents.
What do you say?
I just think that parents all think that their kids are the best.
Who's into girls' sports here? Who's into girls' sports? Okay, what do you think? What do you think?
Oh, me.
oh, you. Not a trick question.
I think that the parents are more unreasonable because they want what's best for their kids and they push them sometimes to...
And maybe what they want is not necessarily best for the kids.
True. My sister plays college volleyball and my mom's a little crazy about it. Anything.
An expert going inside the courtroom.
Clearly, this is a parents who feel that they have a daughter who is indispensable for the team if they're asking the administrator to make rides and if they're like sitting there saying, no, we're not going to do it. Because most parents would sit there and say, in a travel team, oh, well, go along to get along. And they would just go ahead and spend the money on a stupid suit. And I say stupid because they're right. It doesn't have anything to do with how they play. It's not about the $86. It's the power play that happens in these situations all the darn time. Now, step one, whether I agree with how he phrased it to you or agree with how it is that this is irrelevant. I have a lawsuit in front of me on his part for stuff that you admit that you were supposed to pay for. You made a decision based on him no longer giving your daughter rides and the rudeness of it and the pettiness and whatever else that you felt that your daughter was no longer comfortable, or based on the fact that your daughter wanted score time and not goalie time.
Excuse me.
No, there's no excuse me. We're done. I'm ruling. No.
I didn't agree.
No, because let me tell you what I am not. I am not the coach who depends on your daughter's great playing skills.
Right.
I'm actually the judge in this courtroom where I don't really care who stays in or stays out. So if you don't want to hear what my call is, you can walk out. But my call's going to happen now. I don't need you to be part of my team. No, that means that you don't talk anymore. You keep going. That's not going to happen. As for all of these expenses that were incurred, I'm not going to listen to some tortured logic about, well, I shouldn't have to pay it now because when all of this stuff happened, I thought my daughter could be part of the team, but I obviously had to pull her out because of the way that he was talking. No, I'm not listening to all that. You pull your daughter out, you pull your daughter out. If it had been my daughter would kill me if I pulled her out over this stuff. If she already had a team and the only way my daughter wouldn't kill me is if my daughter didn't want to play anyway. Okay? I find in favor of the plaintiff in this case in the amount of the $137.63. That's my verdict.
All right, both sides, just hold on right there.
Well, the plaintiff does get the money that he sued for here, and here's the parents of the soccer player. Well, what's your reaction to the outcome here after this case is all said and done?
I'm very upset because we felt that she was forced off the team, and I did not feel that he should have gotten the whole judgment.
You recognize the role of the grown-ups in this as the people interfering in what's supposed to be fun for a kid?
Well,
and kind of ruining it for the kid?
I always say the parents ruin it for the kids.
And that's what happened here?
They always do.
That's what you guys did?
It's everybody. Not just us, everybody.
Okay.
She's in another league now and she's having a good time.
All right, right around the corner this way, okay? Yeah. All right, come on in here. Here's the other half of the equation. You win your case.
Yes.
You satisfied about that?
Yeah, I just wanted to get paid back for the expenses that I laid out. I'm a volunteer. I volunteer my time to set up things for the team and for the girls. And I just wanted to get paid back for my expenses when she quit the team. And, you know, $86 is not that expensive.
Harvey?
Hey, this is real simple. You cannot start arguing that something is unreasonable when you signed a contract agreeing to it. It's really common sense. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.